Does anybody know any of the mudras for the different avatars? You know? You know Matsya? Kurma? That's Kurma in Bharatanatyam. What else do you know? So you do know, and you're holding out on us, all right? Okay, so what else? Matsya, Kurma, Varaha. Is this Varaha? Show Varaha. You know them all. Come on up here for. No? Or just stand up here. Just collaborate. See how many we get, just even if it's 3. Come both of you up here. Right here. Quick. Okay, so we'll say the name of the avatar, and then they'll give the mudra, okay? In order of the avatars. Number 1, Matsya. Everyone do Matsya. Okay, who's next? Kurma? Who's next? Varaha? Oh, they're really good at it. Okay, Varaha then. Nrsimha. Where's the Nrsimha? Come on, you're making stuff up. This is not Bharatanatyam dancing. It's like this. Nrsimha looks like a little deer. What is it? That's Bharatanatyam Nrsimha. Okay, Nrsimha. Then who do we have? Vaman. Here we have our play director. Come on, you can direct them. We want an instant play up here. Come on. Okay, so now we're on Vaman. Vaman, who's Vaman? Let's see. Okay. Who's next? Parashuram. Okay. Now who do we have? Rama. Harivo. Next. Balaram. Okay. Then Buddha. Next. Kalki. Okay. We need to make some more space for them. We'll sing them, and then can you all do the mudras for them as we sing them? Yeah, all of them. I'll move over a little bit. You all didn't know you're going to get a free play out of this, did you? You can thank me later. Okay, here we go. Sri Dashavatara Stotra from Gita Govinda. Now, wait a minute. Who knows what the Gita Govinda is? Okay. Where are all the microphones? So tell what the Gita Govinda is. We're going to hear from someone who knows. Okay, tell us, Shastrasar Prada, doing your job according to your name. What does the name Shastrasar Prada mean? One who distributes the Shastra, the essence of the Shastra. So please tell us the essence of the Shastra. What is Gita Govinda? And all babies start crying all at once, and then, yeah.
Hare Krishna. Oh.
Okay.
The Gita Govindam is a book of songs about Govinda written by Jaidev Goswami, describing the pastimes of Radharani and Krishna and what they do in Vrindavan.
Now, for 100 points, that's a lot, right? Say yes. Yeah, that's 100 points. Somebody who is 15 years old or younger, tell me why Jaidev Goswami put this song about the avatars at the beginning of a book that's about the intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna. It's 100 points. Why would he put this at the beginning of the Gita Govinda? Okay. We've got a young, part of the Young Pundits Club over here. Maybe a founder, I don't know, one of the founding members of the Young Pundits Club. Tell us.
So maybe because, so like to know all the pastimes of Krishna, we need to like be able to connect. So he wanted to give all the avatars of Krishna, like all the main avatars of Krishna. So yeah.
So I'm looking for a reason. Why would he put the avatars, main avatars at the beginning of the book before talking about intimate pastimes between Radha and Krishna?
Because like in Krishna consciousness, if like you just start talking to someone about the intimate pastimes, like it's not really like that good to get someone into Krishna consciousness that way. But like if you give that person all the wonderful characteristics and forms of Krishna, it's gonna be like easier to get them into Krishna consciousness.
I'm going to unilaterally give you 100 points without even asking our judges panel. 100 points, that's a lot. You're way ahead. That was a well-articulated answer, and it's the right answer. Very nicely done. Congratulations. Okay, so would you all like to sing about the avatars? Why? Who said yes? Okay. Whoever said yes, raise your hand. We'll give you the mic and we'll tell you why. Tell us why you want to sing about the avatars today. I was pointing to you. Who's got the mic now? It seems to be like a hot potato. Okay, tell why you want to hear about. No. Keep the mic. Whoever has it now, you're stuck with it. Give a Shastric reference of why you'd like to hear about the avatars, why you think it's good for you to sing this song.
It's nice to, one of the 9 process of devotional services, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam. So this comes in that. So it's Kirtanam. We are actually singing the glories of the Lord, all the different kinds of incarnations the Lord takes.
Judges, you're getting thumbs up? One of them maybe we have to recuse. Okay, we'll give you 20 points. Thank you very much. Here we go. So as we do them, feel free to innovate and use the mudras. If you'd like to break into full Bharatanatyam mode, go for it. Ralaya payo dijale dritavamasi vera vihita Dashanikalam Devani Bhagam Keshavadita Surupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaydev Goswami ki jai, Shri Gita Govinda ki jai, Gaur Premanande. Namo, Namo, Tulasi Krishna, Prayasi, Namo, Namo. Everyone. Chad. Which chapter are we on? 10 points for remembering that. Who's memorized the chapter so far? Who's memorized at least one verse from the chapter? Okay. Work on it. We only have, how much time do we have left? Shravan, we're supposed to get a countdown timer, but I never chose one, so if you get one, I'll pay for it. Just let me know where it is. You can order, we'll get a countdown timer, and then we'll know when we have to know the whole chapter by. Does that sound intimidating enough? That's good, right? Okay. So just estimate how many more days, weeks, months do we have left to memorize this chapter? How many? 3 weeks? 3 months? The whole thing was 3 months. You only get 3 months per chapter. Right? 2 months left only. Is there a special day we finish on? So we can remember? We finish on Gaur Purnima? We have the Mangalacharna for Gaur Purnima. Has anybody been working on it? Vande Guru Nisha Bhaktan? I need my sign. March 31st for chapter 8. And how many days do we have left to memorize the Mangalacharna for the Chaitanya Charitamrita? 21 verses only. Huh? 2 months starting today. How many will do it? At least apply themselves. 1, 2, I photograph members, so I'll remember every member. Oh, go ahead, put your hand up. At least try. What are some of the ways you can try is you can get the recording. We have recordings of it now. We had one of our local pundits make a recording of the Mangalacharna, and there's recording in chapter 8 too, right? If not, we'll get it to you. Where's the central location where everyone get whatever they need to memorize this? You have it? Or you're volunteering? Well, we have PDF of the chapter, so it makes it easier. You don't have to extract it from the database. And you can just print it out and take it with you. Malini, I think Shamohini's working on it, right? Yes, sir. Okay, so Malini will be our local contact to make sure we get the PDFs and the recordings, okay? Do we have some of them now? Has she completed them? I think she sent me samples. You have it? Okay, 10 points if you guess whose voice it is. If you say before, then you're not really guessing, you already know. Okay, it looks like we're going to do the Mangalacharna first. Right? In the meantime, who knows some of the meanings of the Tulsi song that we just sang? Yes. Give her a mic.
I think Yani Kani Chababani Pamahatitni Kani Cha Tani Tani Pranashanti Pradikshina Padet Pade means one who circumambulates Tulsi Maharani will be freed from all sins, even the sin of Brahmahatya or killing of a Brahmana.
Very good. What does circumambulate mean anyway? Does anybody know how to spell it? First spell it and then tell us what it means. Look it up to make sure the spelling's right. You can add another 10 points on. You'll have 110. If you spell it and tell what it means, then we'll give you 120. Total. That's 20 extra points. Go ahead.
U M A M B U L A T E.
Now say it. Pronounce it. The word.
Circumambulate.
Very good. And what does it mean?
It means to like.
No likes. There's no likes. No likes anymore within these four walls and under this roof. They're prohibited. Go
It
ahead.
means to go around something or like move around something. Move around something.
Very good. Now, give us any extra. You get full points. 120. You're at 120. You can trade them in anywhere in Silicon Valley for whatever you want. Just tell them I sent you.
Circumambulate is a verb which means to walk around or about, and it comes from circumambulare, which also means to walk around, from circum, around, and ambulare, to walk.
Circum and ambulare. Very good. Well, why do we walk around? Does that make any sense? What kind of thing, in which ways do we circumambulate? Tell examples of where we circumambulate in devotional service. Give 3 examples of a circumambulation that a devotee might do. For 25 points.
We do it on Govardhan.
Is that a question or an answer? It sounds like a question. We don't accept questions as answers.
Govardhan.
Okay, that's 1. Keep going. 2 more for full credit.
Does Tulasi count?
That's 2. 1 more for full credit. Somebody give him a hint. Give her a hint. All you have to do is get up and start walking around the temple. That was a really big hint.
Artis.
To walk around, you got to ambulate, right?
Vrindavan.
Okay, we'll give her full credit. 25 points. Very good. So why do we do that? Go ahead. Give us an exposition, philosophical reason why we would walk around. I mean, you end up in the same place. Does that make any sense?
So we walk around to actually purify ourselves and purify ourselves from sins we did. Like Inyani Kani Chapa Pani, it said, like she said, Rashni said, and
Yeah. Purification, right?
yeah.
Out of the 9 processes of devotional service, where does circumambulation fall? Don't say it out loud. Just raise your hand if you have the answer. Okay, you got the mic. Go ahead.
Vandanam.
Vandanam. That's an interesting answer, but it's not correct. Okay. Yes? We have Brajaras Bhavana.
Vishnu Smaranam, because Krishna is the center.
Padasevanam.
Correct answer. Padasevanam. 20 points for Mukaravind. But it could be any of the other ones too, because if you're walking around, you could be remembering Krishna at the same time. But it's interesting, isn't it? You walk around, circumambulate. Why do you think that circumambulate is a kind of worship? Yes. Amira. Microphone to the row 1, first quadrant.
In order to circumambulate, you need it's like a circumference, so you need the center point, and the center point could be the deities. So maybe we can we're walking around the deities, which shows that our whole life, like the center of our life, is the deities and how we worship them. So when we go through our chores of the day, we always have the deities and the lordship as like the center of our lives.
You're hired. Plus you get extra points too. 25 points. What a great answer. Thank you very much. We'll take it. Okay, now let's try our chapter No, what are we doing? Okay, bring me back to reality here. Are you going to play a recording?
Om Namah Bhagavate Chaitanya Chandraya. Om Namah Bhagavate Chaitanya Chandraya. Om
Not
Namah Bhagavate Chaitanya Chandraya. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Mangalacharan.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Vande Gurunisha Bhaktan Ishamishavatarkan Tat Prakashanscha Tat Shaktihi Krishna Chaitanya Sangakam. Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Sahodito Gauradaye Pushpavanto Chitro Shando Tamonudo Yadvaitam Brahmopanishadi Tadapaisyatanubha Ya Atma Antaryami Purush Iti Sahasyangsha Vivavaha Sharaisharye Purno Ya Iha Bhagavan Sa Shvayamayam Na Chaitanyat Krishna Jagati Paratattvang Paramiha Anarpita Charing Chirat Karunayavatirnaha Kalo Samarpaita Munnata Ujjvala Rasang Swabhakti Shriyam Hari Purata Sundaradvati Kadamba Sandipitaha Sada Hridaya Kandara Spurtuhu Bahashachi Nandanaha Radha Krishna Pranayo Vikretir Alladini Shaktirasmad Ekat Manabapi Bhuvi Pura Deha Vedang Gatou Tou Chaitanya Akhyang Pakatam Adhuna Tadvayam Chaikamaptam Radha Bhavaduti Savalitam Naumi Krishna Sarupam Shri Radhayaha Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanaiva Sadhyo Yenadbhuto Madhurima Kidrisho Bamadiyaha Sokhyanchasya Madanubhavataha Kidrishang Betilobhat Tad Bhavadyaha Samjani Shachi Garva Sindhu Harinduhu Shankarshanaha Karanatoyoshai Garbhodoshayi Chapayobdishai Sheshascha Yasyang Shakalaha Sa Nityananda Khyaramaha Sharanam Mamastu Mayatite Bhapi Vaikuntha Lokhe Purno Ishwarye Shri Chaturbhuhe Madhye Rupang Yasyad Bhati Sankarsanakham Tang Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye Maya Bharta Janda Shanghashayangaha Shete Shakshat Karunambodhi Madhye Jasya Kangshaha Shri Pumanadi Devas Tang Shri Nityananda Ramang Prapadye Jassang Shangsha Shila Garbo Dhoshai Jannabhyabjang Loko Sanghatanalam Lokosrashtu Sutika Dhamo Dhatus Tang Shri Nityananda Ramang Prapadye Jassang Shang Shang Shaha Paratma Akhilanam Poshta Vishnurvati Dugdhabdishai Shoni Bharta Yat Kala Sapyanantas Tang Shri Nityananda Ramang Prapadye Mahavishnur Jagat Karta Mayaya Yaha Shijatyadaha Tasyavataram Evayam Advaita Acharya Ishvaraha Advaitam Harina Advaitat Acharya Bhakti Shangshanat भक्तावतारम् ईशं तम् अद्वैत आचार्यम् आश्रये पंचतत्मात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् जयतं सुरतौ पंगुर्मम मन्दमतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पदाम्भोजौ राधा मदन मोहनौ देव्याद्वृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमादः श्रीमद्रत्नागरसिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद्राधाशीलगोविन्ददेवौ प्रेष्ठालिभिः सेव्यमानौ स्मरामि श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भी वंशीवटतटस्थितः कर्षण वेणुशनैर्गोपीर् गोपीनाथः श्रियस्तु नः जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्तवृंद এই তিন ঠাকুর গৌরিয়াকে করিয়াছেন আত্মসাৎ এই তিনের চরণ বন্ধ তিনে মোর নাথ গ্রন্থের আরম্ভে করি মঙ্গলাচরণ গুরু বৈষ্ণব ভগবান তিনের স্মরণ তিনের স্মরণে হয় বিঘ্ন বিনাশন অনায়াসে হয় নিজ বাঞ্ছিত পূরণ সে মঙ্গলাচরণ হয় ত্রিবিধ প্রকার বস্তু নির্দেশ আশীর্বাদ নমস্কার ইতি শ্রী চৈতন্য চরিতামৃতের মঙ্গলাচরণ সম্পূর্ণম হরি ওম তৎসৎ
Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare everyone. Today's a holiday, right? Holiday week. We'll stay up all night. Haribo. So we'll take a few minutes to hear some realizations. What are you experiencing in your practice of devotional service, living your life, interacting with the world? Sharing means caring, and it better be good. No, I'm just kidding. Anyone? No likes or rums? Okay, yes. Shravan. Otherwise, we subtract points.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so I had a reflection about today's class that I wanted to share, but yeah, I wasn't able to. I really liked that's only like I'll use. I'll try.
If it's included in the syntax, it's okay.
I really liked the class, and I remembered one point which you had made on Friday about the word worship and like its etymology. How worship comes from the word worth and then plus ship. And I remembered how you were saying that when you're worshiping when you're worshiping Krishna, you see that you have worth. There's a worth in Krishna, and you were saying in Make Japa Great Again about how we have to have humility. We need to see that everything that we have is from Krishna, and that's exactly what worshiping Krishna is for, because we understand that everything that we have is from Krishna. So our sole duty is to serve Krishna. Even in the 7th chapter, that's what Krishna says. For example, if you wanted to worship a demigod, Krishna says in 7.21, yo yo yam yam tanum bhakta shraddhaya architam ichchati tasya tasya achalam shraddham tameva vidhamyaham. Krishna will help the devotee of a certain demigod worship him. If that's what they want, if that's their true goal, then he will help them in that matter. But one should understand that everything, even if they get a benediction from a demigod, what they're actually getting all of that from Krishna. That's explained in the next verses, Satya Shataya Yuktaris, and etc. And I like from the 7th canto, 9th chapter, 8th verse, the one after Ashtav Shuddharame Ekagra. There's one line, the one where Prahlad Maharaj says, Naradhitum Purugunair Adhunapi Pipru. How in that verse, Prahlad Maharaj, he expresses his humility because he was born in a demoniac family. So how is he even qualified enough to express his love and talk about the Supreme Personality of Godhead? So that's the type of humility that we need to have, but also the fact that we aren't even qualified to speak about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, yet by His grace, we're able to talk about Him, we're able to converse about Him, and in this way we're able to get closer to Him. So I just wanted to share that point.
Now please share how you transformed your speech in one day.
Yesterday we had,
There's no ums allowed either.
Yesterday we had a Chaitanya Charitamrita reading.
No us either. Just say the regular words. Go ahead.
Yesterday we had a Chaitanya Charitamrita reading, and afterwards, me, Anshu, Anushri, and Shamlanga Mataji and etc., we were practicing speaking without using the word like. So
it's amazing transformation. So what does it feel like? That doesn't count either. If I said what does it feel like?
It feels very nice.
I can tell you what it sounds like. It sounds much better. It's clearer. It's easier to listen to you. Your points come out stronger, and it makes you sound more educated.
Yeah, and
doesn't it? Isn't it profoundly different when there's no filler words? It's just what's the experience when you're speaking? Do you have to think about it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a discipline, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely a discipline. Now I can feel myself thinking more like,
That's okay. At least you're meditating on it now.
yeah, I'm thinking about what I'm saying, so I have to like, I have to make sure that I'm not using the word like in my speech.
Yeah. You have to think more clearly. You have to think as the words are coming out and resist the temptation to fill in a blank when you're thinking about something. That's part of it. I've heard from others who talk about it, and that's how it feels to me when I'm speaking and deliberately not using a filler word. Thank you very much for doing that. I'm really impressed that you got together with others and that you worked on it. Fantastic. And nice points you made too with good Shastric references. Any thoughts that you're having about your life or realizations, Krishna consciousness and your life you'd like to share? Yes. Arman?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for the amazing kirtan. I had a question about what other gods that other people believe in, like Jesus Christ and Allah and the other gods. What place are they in the spiritual world? Like, are they demigods or like what are they?
It really depends on who you're talking about exactly. Allah is one of the names of the Supreme, and when we talk about different manifestations of the Lord from different traditions, they're referring really to the same personality. As Krishna mentions in the Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya pravavo matak sarvam pravartate. Nonetheless, Krishna reciprocates with those who have a specific way of wanting to worship him. So, as we were reading this morning, when Vidura was on pilgrimage and he went to many holy places, he saw very different manifestations of the Lord, and Prabhupada mentioned that this is because the Lord manifests himself in ways that accommodates the sentiment of the particular devotee. And in a similar way, the Lord accommodates others who have a particular way of worshiping. That doesn't mean, however, if our understanding of God is nondescript, that it's the same thing. Because oftentimes there's a sense that either God's impersonal and people are worshiping a temporary form, thinking that they'll become God, or they have a misconception that they are God themselves now. As Krishna mentions this in the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, doesn't he? That there are various ways that people regard the Supreme. What is the verse I'm thinking of? Prataktvena Bahuda Vishuto Mukam. How's the verse start? 9th chapter. Might as well look it up because we've got to memorize that one next. I don't know the verse number. How does it start? Jnana yagnena chapyanye yajanto mam upasite takme. Jnana yagnena chapyanye yajanto mam upasite pratatvena. No. Ekatvena pratatvena bahudo vishtomukam. Just Krishna's describing different ways in which people think of the Lord. So, Jnana yagnena chapyanye yajanto mam upasite. Ekatvena prataktvena. So some of them think of many different, same God is divided into many as in the demigods. Some people think like that. Ekatvena. Some people think of as in oneness. Some think that the universe is God, and so forth. So when there's something nondescript, when somebody doesn't have clear information about who God is, then there's nothing really ultimately to meditate on a feeling, but there are progressions and ways that someone might come to that point in their worship of understanding a more personal relationship with God. So the answer really is given by Krishna himself in the Bhagavad Gita, that he says that however one surrenders unto me, I reward him or her accordingly. And there are unlimited manifestations of the Supreme to accommodate those who want to worship in a certain way. That's mentioned in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita. When Gopakumar is near Vaikuntha, he sees many forms of at first he thinks the forms of the devotees there are Narayan himself, and he starts to offer obeisances, and they say, no, not us, we're just devotees. But he sees many forms of other kinds of entities, birds, animals, and so forth. Because Krishna appears in various forms, sometimes people worship him in those forms. And in Vaikuntha, when they attain Sarupi Mukti, they may also take on those forms themselves. So I'm just pointing out that's not stereotyped. There are unlimited forms of the Lord according to one's mode of worship. I hope that was sufficiently confusing. Okay, what else?
Thank you.
Reflections? Yes. Sadhu Vrindavan.
I was meditating on the Ramayana this week, and I came across a Carnatic song which says, Kandain, Kandain, Kandain Sitaye, Kandain Raghava, which means that it talks about what Hanuman said when he was going to tell Rama that he found Sita, and he says, found Sita I, because he didn't want to say I found Sita, because he didn't want to give Rama even a moment more of worry. So he said found to give him hope, to give him more hope. And so I was just thinking about how much sensitive Hanuman is, and that how we have to be sensitive in our interaction with the devotees, as we may unknowingly even cause Vaishnava parad if we're not sensitive with the devotee. So I was just thinking about how important it's to have the sensitivity with devotee interactions.
You're one of the most sensitive devotees I've met, and I'll give an anecdote. When you were just little, and Nirkula told me that it was your birthday, and therefore I should let you sing the Nrsimha prayers. It was on a Wednesday night, when we all used to come here Wednesday in the evening for the pandemic. And I forgot, because I'm a ball hog. And I just took the drum and I started playing, and I sang the whole song. And then afterwards, I remembered, and you came over to me and you said, I know you forgot, and it's okay. I felt so bad that I deprived you when you were a little kid on your birthday of singing and playing the drum. And then you came over to reassure me that it was all right. That's unusual for a little kid. Some would just pout all the way home, but you were so sensitive that you did that. I really like the story that you just told. That the sense of serving Krishna is so important to the devotee that the devotee will change their syntax in order to make sure that there's not even a scintilla of worry or an extra second that the Lord has to worry about something. Nice one. I think you made our day. Very well done.
Do you believe crystal energy is true?
Pardon?
Do you believe that crystal energy is true?
Crystal energy? What is crystal energy?
So basically rocks that are crystals, and they have specific energies, like these bracelets I wear. I think they're true, but I don't know if you think it's true or not.
There's a science called Vastu. And of course, we think of Vastu as the way we might design a house or a temple. But in the science of Vastu, it is said that every object has an effect, has some influence in our lives. I don't know exactly what influence crystals have. I know a lot of people keep them. But it does have some influence, because everything does. But perhaps we could go down together to Home Depot and see if they have a little meter that measures the influence of rocks and things like that. I don't know. I couldn't say. I haven't really looked into it that carefully about crystals and so forth. But there is such a thing as a placebo effect. Do you know what placebo means? Look it up. It's an interesting phenomena. In medicine, for instance, when people do double-blind studies, yes? You were going to say? When researchers do double-blind studies to find out if something works, they'll give part of the population seemingly the same medicine, like a pill, but it won't have any of the active ingredient as the other 50% of the test population. And then sometimes, because people taking the pill that they believe has some active ingredient and that will have an effect, sometimes they also show some improvement or some change based on that. And the way of it, that it's explained is called placebo, which means that if you believe it's going to work, even if the active ingredient is in there, then there is a noticeable, a measurable amount of change or improvement that can be made from that. And I'm just applying that to those who keep crystals. I'm not saying one way or another, because I don't want any hate mail, but but it could be that when people keep crystals, they feel better about themselves, or they feel that there's energy coming in. It could be placebo. I'm saying could. Microphone, and we'll hear what placebo is.
So placebo is the
Spell it.
The PLA.
P, right?
Yes, PLACEBO. Effect is a noun, and it means a beneficial effect produced by a placebo drug or treatment, which cannot be attributed to the properties of the placebo itself, and must therefore be due to the patient's belief in that treatment. Would you like an example?
I would like an example, please.
For example, if you tell a person that a headache is a common side effect of a particular medication, that person is more likely to report headaches, even if they're actually taking a placebo.
Ooh. Did you know that warts are easily removed by placebo as well? Did anybody know that? It's a virus. Warts are caused by viruses. Doctors in the room, back me up on this. Yeah, okay. And some people charm away warts. My mother used to do it because she read an article on it. And if any of the kids ever got warts, she'd say, "No, come here." And she had a special ring. She'd pull it out of a place. She had some, hocus pocus she'd do. And then she'd rub the ring, and very seriously she would say, "Now it'll go away." And they did. It was placebo. There is a way in which if you believe something, as in crystals work, or have some special energy, healing or otherwise, then it could have some measurable effect. That's all I can say on it, honestly, because I really haven't studied the science of crystals.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for the question. Okay, let's have a couple more. Okay, Vedant.
I actually have a story about this. So one time Indradrama Swami, he was walking on the hills, or like a very isolated area, and then he met a snake charmer, and the snake charmer gave him a special ring with a rock inside of it, and that ring had like the special ability or something, and I think it could burn your finger, so he had to be really careful with the ring. And when he came back from his trip, he gave that ring to my sister, so I learned about it, and so I think it's like true. I just wanted to back up what you, like
Did
what
you
you were
burn
talking
your
about.
finger on the ring?
No,
Okay.
we like put it in a box and then we put it.
I
up.
think you've talked to Malini for the next marathon. You bring that out. Did you have your hand up? Yes.
So Prabhu, I was actually thinking on the, the installation of the Ramlala temple and how before 500 years the temple was demolished, but Lord Rama remained in the heart of his devotees, and that's why at some point again the temple manifested. So that's why I was thinking how important it is for us to keep the Lord in our mind, making our mind a temple so that the Lord can stay there. And I was remembering that song Mama Mana Mandire by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, where he's saying that if you would allow, I will sing a few lines.
Yes, please.
Mama Mana Mandire Rahoni Sidin Krishna Murari, Sri Krishna Murari. So I was just thinking, Prabhu, how important it is to keep the Lord in the mind. And make our mind the temple.
Beautiful. Tell us more what you were thinking. You were going to conclude?
No, that's it, Prabhu. Just how important it is to keep our mind.
Yes, it's such a beautiful point. And let me comment on it a little bit. That it's our prerogative to think of Krishna. Nobody can stop us. It doesn't matter where we are. In fact, one of my favorite verses given by Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is he quotes a verse that says, if it's your decision to take bath during the month of Magh at the confluence of the Ganges, Saraswati, and Jamuna, there it is in Allahabad, then you can do it. In fact, Magh is a very cold, foggy time. And for most people, jumping in a river early in the morning isn't the first thing comes to their mind during that time. But if you decide that that's what you're going to do, then nobody can stop you, really. In fact, it happened for me once because we decided, based on that verse, a friend of mine, two friends, one tagged along because he was trying to make up for lost time and chanting extra rounds, and he heard we were going to take bath during the month of Magh in the confluence. So he came along, and we all did it, and we celebrated that verse. Now, in the story of Lord Ram, there's a devotee who was so attached to Lord Ramachandra that whenever Ram would go out of Ayodhya on some official business, this devotee would fast. And he wouldn't take anything until the Lord came back. And sometimes the Lord would go on trips that were more than a few days, sometimes 7 days, 8 days. And when Lord Ramachandra heard about this devotee fasting whenever he was away, he ordered that a deity be made to give to the devotee, to keep in his home. In fact, that deity is, after thousands of years, still worshipped properly. Prabhupada mentions the deity in the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And that always reminds me of the ways that when devotees have their determination to worship Krishna in a particular way, even if they're only in their own house, it will come to the attention of the Lord. Of course, He's there within everyone's heart, and He reciprocates. So your point is very well taken. And I think another way that this event today that's brought us together, of course, many of us would be here anyway, but it's definitely moved our hearts, and it's definitely caught the attention and the hearts of people all over the world, is that over a long period of time, although we may think it's a long time, you mentioned 500 years, whatever intention we have and whatever we do will have its effect, even if it takes a long time. And sometimes we have to be very patient for things to come back to their proper position, or for us to receive the results of whatever we're doing or thinking and meditating on in the service of the Lord. But one thing is for sure, that Krishna doesn't miss anything. And if you have a plan to serve him in a certain way, then he'll make sure that it comes, it manifests. That's something that can be very enlivening, that we understand how considerate Krishna is to fulfill the desires of his devotees. Let's see if there's two more. Yes, Hansapriya. By the way, Hansapriya, thank you for very thoughtfully coming up with this festival and putting it together. It wasn't as big as Janmashtami, but because of the intentionality you put behind it, and the ways that you're putting together many of these festivals. You did one on New Year's also, I think, was at the time, that it really is a way that brings the community together and brings new people that come. And I think it's a very nice, innovative process that you're engaged in. Thank you for giving your heart and soul and using your imagination for that.
I was just going to express my gratitude to Srila Prabhupada for bringing this wonderful devotional process of bhakti, how we can render. And actually, I just wanted to share that how Prabhupada has brought Ayodhya today to us here. You know, our heart cries to be there, and it's one of the, like you said, it's one of the biggest event. And I was just thinking, because of Prabhupada, I can understand the Grihe Thako, Vane Thako, Sada Haribol. So today we were able to do that because the Prabhupada has given us this process. And how nicely you made Ayodhya for us. So I wanted to express my gratitude to you. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Who gets the last word? Yes. Sukeshwari.
I just wanted to comment on when Sadhu was mentioning about the Carnatic song. Since morning today, I've been thinking about all the Rama songs that I learned as a child, but it never at that point of time, it never dawned on me what it meant. So I was trying to meditate on the meaning of all the songs, and it was so beautiful. So I was just thinking, all the little kids, when they're hearing all the bhajans and things like that, at that moment, you would not know, you will just be singing the tune. But as years goes by, you keep singing, and then it suddenly you'll have this aha moment. I remember when I was a little kid, when you did Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars. It was a road thing, and all of a sudden, maybe I was probably in elementary when I realized what I sang in kindergarten. I was just looking at the stars. Oh wow, this is what I was singing in my kindergarten. So as devotees, as we mature, all the songs, all the bhajans, the pastimes in the songs, everything suddenly comes alive. So I was just very thankful that I got a chance to learn music as a kid. Thank you.
And thank you for dedicating your life to make sure that all the kids hear transcendental sound vibration. You present it in such a mood that everyone feels encouraged, and we can see from your steadiness over so many decades, your deep devotion to Krishna, and we thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, thank you very much for everyone staying after so we could hear and chant a little bit more. We always look for every excuse in life to squeeze in more. And We pray to Srila Prabhupada. Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Shri Panchatattva, Shri Shri Gaurnitai, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Shri Lakshmi Nrsingadev, Sita Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman. If you so desire, please give us strength of heart to fulfill your mission in life, follow your instructions without being distracted by the petty scenes of this world or insignificant material desires. Please let us follow in the footsteps of the great devotees who never waver in your service. And if we do make mistakes, please give us the strength to keep going so that we can set an example for others and gain integrity ourselves. Thank you very much for considering our request. Om Tat Sat. Everyone agrees with this prayer, in whole or in part. Please display one of the mudras from the Dashavatara Stotram, the one you like the best. Did everyone get one? You didn't get a mudra? Okay, we'll practice up. We should all learn all the mudras at least for the... and here's one that I learned when I was working with the deaf devotees in London. You can follow me. No talking. Harival. Vanchakalpadurishya kripasinabheva cha patitanam bhavanibhyo vaishnavibhyo namo